Okay, it's whatever you want, boo. I never thought I would say this, but I'm really not trying to cry right now. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am off of work for the entire week. I do have a couple of things planned, not necessarily work related, but regardless, I'm off of work, okay? I don't have to go to my regular 9 to 5 all week. And guess what I did today for most of the day? Taxes. I did my taxes. And I just remembered, like, my mom, I was 18, 19, 20 years old, and my mom is like a very organized lady, and she's like, Anita, you know, you need to have like a system like this for your taxes. She pulls out like this file drawer with like folders for each year. And I was like 18, 19, 20 thinking, why do you need all of this for like a W-2? Like, it's really not that deep. You're extra. I get it now. I get it now. There are so many documents. There are so many steps, there are so many numbers, there are so many files, there's so much data. And you gotta do it because you want your money, right? Like, you want your money back. So it took a long time. Okay, I didn't eat my breakfast until like 1:30. Okay, and that was after me having to warm it up because I tried to eat. Whatever, I did my taxes. On my day off, what did you do? I did my taxes. But I also like play to makeup a little bit, obviously. I love makeup, if you guys don't know. It's just I don't make time to put it on very often at all. So that was fun. What else? I do have a little package here from Amazon. I've opened it because I had other stuff. It was like a cluster of Amazon stuff, and there are books in there. I guess all of that to say I have books that I wanted to unhaul for you guys. I will start with the one that I haven't opened. I can't even honestly remember what it is, because I like to feel like it's Christmas and I don't want to like review and like remind myself. But this is Losing Control by Ladii, Nesha. And you know what? I've seen this cover like a million zillion times, but and I see like the colors, and I think the colors are so pretty. And it was literally like last week before I was ordering this that I realized like what the actual cover is, and I just think it's even more dope. Pun intended. So I'm really excited. This is a big daddy. Oh my gosh, the text is huge. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but the text is huge. It is a big daddy. It's over 500 pages, but you know what? That don't scare me none. I'm ready to go. So I'm really excited about that one. If you don't know, I'm very much in my urban fiction bag right now, and I'm ready to get into that one. The rest are in this box that I've already opened. So first, I have a book that I have read on KU, and you guys are gonna be so shocked that like this is only the second book that I've read from this author, because the first book that I read is literally my favorite book of all time. So why is it taking me so long to read a second book? I don't know, but I've done it, and I've gotten my book trophy. It is The Garden of Eden by Millie Belizaire. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but I love this book. I loved like the first 90%, and then the last 10%, somebody pissed me off. I ain't gonna say who it was, but somebody pissed me off, and I was like, why did you make that choice? Like, you seriously actually made that choice, and now like you're ruining my reading experience. You're ruining my reading experience. Like, why couldn't you just do what you were supposed to do? Because that was absolutely absurd, freaking absurd. But to be fair, very human characters in this, and what I mean by that is they're flawed. They're flawed. Their insecurities are like front facing, and a part of me just loves that. Like, you're not creating this like fantastical bubble of like perfect people, and like of course they're gonna fall in love and they're billionaires and you know all that stuff. Great, I love those types of books too, don't get me wrong, but like to see someone so flawed but also loved down and like try to bear themselves and trying to be vulnerable. Oh, I love, like, it did not disappoint. It was not a 5-star because of the last 10% of the book, but it was 4.5. It was 4.5, and I definitely recommend it. If you've read Fast by Millie Belizaire, which if you are subscribed to my channel, I'm sure you have, because I won't shut up about it. If you have read that, read this as well. It's not as devastating at all as Fast was, but it is a great time. If you enjoyed the writing style, you will enjoy this. Next, I have 2 more historical fictions. So also, along with urban fiction, I'm very much into historical fiction, and I got 2 more historical fiction books. So the first one I got is The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. This one is The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. I don't know if I already said that. But I put the book on my side. I'm wearing a crop top and it was cold. But anywho, it says, the blurb at the top says, in 1869, a kingdom rose in the South and Luella was its queen. So this is like the American Queen, a queen in America of the self-proclaimed kingdom of Happy Land, which is coming out in April, I think. Late spring, early summer. Happy Land is coming out by Dolan Perkins Valdez, who, okay, where is that? She also wrote Take My Hand, which is another historical fiction based upon true events, which is, again, one of my favorite types of historical fiction. It's not just set in that time frame, but it actually has true accounts just with like a fictional undertone. So I loved this book. I think I rated it 4 stars, and she's coming out with another book called Happy Land. But this one is based upon like the same people, the same queen, American queen of the South of this Happy Land area, and I'm really looking forward to reading that one. And then finally I have The Queen's Spade. Let's see here. This little quick blurb at the top says, a young lady can take only so much injury, a young lady can only take so many injuries before humiliation and insult forge a vow of revenge. And if you are into like female rage, which depending on like the mood, I very much am, this seems to be like that vibe. Stole her dignity and transformed her into royal property. Oh, she's mad. She's supposed to be like marrying somebody who like she hates or something. I don't know. Like I told you guys, I don't be reading the synopsis after I buy the book. So I probably should do that for you guys. Let me know. Do you want me to read it? Like, I will. Because I feel like on one hand, I want to tell you why I bought the book, or like what I remember of the book, or like, you know, like what spoke to me about the book. Do I remember the premise? No. And am I going to refresh myself on the premise? No, unless I'm reading it for you guys. So if you want me to read like the whole like inside cover there, then I can, because I feel like right now I might be doing you guys a little bit of a disservice because I just tell you the name and the author, and like I leave it in downstairs. I leave it down in the description box, like the name and the author of all the books that I feature in my videos, but like I kind of leave you to the research. But if you want to see why I wanted to read the book, or why I think the book is interesting, or why the book caught my eye, then I can do that. But just let me know if you want me to like read them for you. But you know, it was 4 books, so I'm like, do you guys want me to read the synopsis, like the back of all 4 of these books? Like, I just feel like we're gonna be here for 90 hours. So that's why I just don't really do that. But if you want me to, I can. Okay, it's whatever you want, boo. So yeah, those are all the books that I got, and I'm really excited. Also, I was watching Bookmark by Leah earlier today, and she started a little free library at her workspace, and I was like, oh my god, that's genius. I want to do that, but I really don't. I work in a male-dominated field, like highly male-dominated field, and I don't, not to say that men don't read, but I feel like statistically women read more than men. And I do know that there are some men in my workspace that do read, but are they going to take advantage of a little free library from the books that like I have? Because I read a lot of women's fiction, urban fiction, you know, like I just don't really see them going for that. But anyways, I'm getting besides the point. A, that was a great idea and I'm considering it. And B, she was talking about the books that she was unhauling to put into her little free library, and that made me think, even though I just did an unhaul in like November, December, I feel like I could size it down a little bit more, because yes, I think I have a lot more unread books right now, which is why I probably shouldn't be buying more books, but I'm not alone in the fact that I'm buying more books than I have been reading recently. But honestly, I haven't been shopping that much for books. Like, I really haven't. Anyways, I'm just rambling because I'm excited to be off of work. So yeah, I just want to show you guys what I got from Amazon really quickly. I need to go to the not the dry cleaners, to the tailors. I need to go to the tailors, and then when I come back, I'm still reading Product of the Street on my Kindle by E. Bowser. I'm on book 4 out of 5. Loving it, okay, loving it, but it's slowing me down. Not that it's a huge deal to like not read as many books, but I feel like I'm wanting something else in this very moment, right? Mood readers, get me. I feel like I'm wanting something else in this very moment. And like I said, I just got, you know, those 4 books. I just hauled some books for you guys a couple of weeks ago, I think. And I've very much been into the urban fiction, so I'm like, do I want to dip my toe into something else a little more fluffy, maybe like a YA or something? I'm hoping to find something else. So what I think I'm gonna do before I head out is I'm gonna shop my shelves. I did not plan that, but let me go ahead and I'm gonna put my new books over here on my book cart, which is what I was considering, like taking my book cart and taking that to work and making that like our little free library. But again, I'm just not sure if they're gonna go, and if they don't, like, it'll be there. So yeah, let me go ahead and move you guys closer so we can shop the shelves. Yay! I did mention in a recent video that I haven't been reading as much nonfiction as I would like. So part of me is considering reading The Warmth of Other Suns, because this is like a narrative nonfiction, so it doesn't read like a textbook necessarily. It is a big daddy, so maybe considering that the book I'm reading right now is a big daddy, maybe I shouldn't pace it with another one. But I do want to read this soon. And then also it's kind of like heavier as far as like content, or I imagine it is, because it's about the Great Migration. I feel like maybe not. So with that said, probably none of my nonfiction is what the vibe is catching right now, because all of my nonfiction is of heavier topics. So we're not gonna read one of those. Oh, I haven't read The Gravity of Us, but that's heavy. Brittany Cherry, if you don't know, she writes very, very sad love stories. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but they are not necessarily like cozy, kick your feet up, swoony, giggly books at all. Let me see here. If you can tell, like, I've reorganized a little bit, and I'm thinking about, I want to buy some new bookshelves. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna do it. And at that time, I'm gonna have 3. Right now I have 2 in like a cart. I'm gonna get 3, and I feel like I want to do like a feature shelf where I have like my favorite books, maybe 2 shelves of like my favorite books. But anywho, let's get back to the shopping of the shelves. These are like all like cutesy swoony romances, it seems like. And most of these down here I have read. I still haven't read Curvy Girl Summer. Like, I really haven't. Don't want to read something that like nobody is, or that I haven't heard anyone talk about. I feel like that might be a little bit more fun. Let me see, what's the romantic agenda about? Really, like I said, I don't read the back, but I'm just trying to make sure that it is the vibe that I'm trying to catch, right? It says Joy is in love with Malcolm. Malcolm wants to date Summer. Summer is in love with Love, and Fox is Summer's ex-boyfriend. 30, flirty, and asexual, Joy is secretly in love with her best friend Malcolm. Okay, that sounds messy. I'm not really looking for mess right now. Not right now. I hear Finding Jupiter is really cute. But I also hear like it might make me cry, and I never thought I would say this, but I'm really not trying to cry right now. Ooh, I still haven't read Ready or Not. by Cara Bastone. And I remember last summer, like, this was a really hot potato, and I have not read it. It does have the pregnancy trope, which doesn't scare me. It doesn't, at this time, it doesn't put me off. I feel like the idea of it was kind of made me apprehensive, like, you know, maybe like a year ago. But now, like, the more I've heard of people talking about actually reading books, not just the idea of the pregnancy trope books, but actually reading the books with pregnancy trope, like, they're not bad. They're actually pretty sweet. And I heard that of this one, so I think I'm going to give this one a try. Unfortunately, I did not get the opportunity to, like, search the rest of my shelves for you guys, because, like, the contemporary fiction is going to be a little bit dark, not darker, but not as cozy. I really don't have cozy contemporary fiction. It's always like family drama or like family secrets and stuff like that. Maybe some coming of age, but it's not really like cutesy swoony, and that is really what I'm trying to go for right now. I guess maybe I could do like a fantasy, but again, most fantasies are like revenge, and definitely we're not going for a thriller. But yeah, I think maybe later on this evening I will pick out some books that I want to either unhaul, or I'm still toying with the idea of like the little free library at work. I don't know. I can try it, and like if they don't like it, then I'll just go put them in an actual little free library. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think that is what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Ready or Not. I still have these books over here that I haven't read. I still have these 3 books that I haven't read. This is Beach Read by Emily Henry, Funny Story by Emily Henry, and then The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I don't know, The Wedding People might be nice. If I can have, if I can find either of these on audio, whichever one I find on audio is probably the one I'm gonna go with, just so I can like multitask while I'm doing what I want to do. But like, yeah, believe it or not, like I still have not read these books, and I feel like I would really like them. I think that I would catch the vibe of both of these, but yeah, for some reason I'm leaning towards these ones. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Actually, you know what was so crazy? I just did all of that, and I'm not even gonna hold you. I normally read blackety black books. I was talking to one of my friends maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I just looked back on my Goodreads and saw when's the last time I read a book that wasn't by a black author, and it was November. And I was like, in February, I'm going to be intentional and only read books by black authors for Black History Month. And not that, obviously that's something I do anyways, it's just not as intentional. It's just what I gravitate towards. But I was going to be intentional in February and not read anything that wasn't by black authors. So unfortunately, I can't read these because of the promise that I made to myself. So, and obviously I want to read the books. Like, I own the books. I paid for the books. I picked these books until I realized that I had that boundary. So no, it's not that I won't read books by non-black authors. I definitely, absolutely will. It's just I gravitate towards black stories because I feel seen and heard and validated. I talked about this in other videos, but let's pick another cutesy sweeney book that is by a black author, because it's still Black History Month as I'm filming this. It's what is it, like the 24th, 25th, one of those. Okay, you know what, this is cute. I've had this for a long time. This is One True Loves by Elise Bryant. It says, a fantastic tale full of shenanigans, escapades, and lighthearted banter, while also delving into deeper issues of race and the perception of successful futures of young people of color. I like that. I think I might like that. For some reason, it's making me think of Chaos Theory by Nick Stone. This is the most recent book that I finished, and I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Nicole Yoon, I have had this book for forever. Everything, Everything. I know it's like a movie, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested. I don't know if I'm interested. This might be on the unhaul list, along with her thriller. lots of girlies are like very much not happy with that one. And I said I wanted to read it for myself, but I don't know, depending, like, because of the reviews like that I have seen about that book, like it's actually kind of turning me off, even though I haven't read it for myself. And I said that like I wanted to read it for myself before I knew why people didn't like it. And now that I know why people don't like it, it's kind of putting a sour taste in my mouth, and I really don't think I have as much interest in reading it anymore. I'll show you guys the book. I don't even know if I said the name of it. Oh no. Oh! See, this is why I don't like stacking books like horizontally. Yeah, you can put more in there, but like, how can you get to your books? But it's one of our kind. This is the prettiest freaking cover of book. But yeah, this is probably more than likely going on the chopping block, which is sad because I was very excited to read it because I just read Instructions for Dancing and I rated this 5 stars. I love it so much. I'm not getting rid of it, even though there is like problematic subject matter or like problematic execution of this book. So yeah, I'm definitely probably gonna unhaul this one, and I've had this one probably about a year and like I never once thought about picking it up, so those are probably going to get unhauled. But anyways, before I get into talking about what I'm unhauling, oh, you know what, I'll read one of the books that is on my what I want to read, books I want to read before the end of 2025, and that is The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. Tia Williams, if you know, she is one of my favorite authors. I cannot shut up about Love Song for Ricky Wilde. I absolutely love 7 Days in June. Those are only 2 books I've read from her, but like I want to get into this for sure. This is like age gap romance, and like forbidden romance, I guess you could say, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's lots of dialogue, like it seems pretty cheeky, and I'm into it. So this is going to be the book, either this one or One True Lives. So I will let you know tonight when I'm ready to read. Okay, as you guys can see, I have, well maybe not, but I picked up One True Loves by Elise Bryant, and I feel like I'm really gonna like this book if it is done well. Like it's so far it's set up really well. It's YA. As a young girl, her name's Lenore. She's like above straight A student. She's got a 4.2 GPA. She's going to NYU to major in art history, even though she very much loves like art as a whole, like painting, photography, and things like that, like actually like creating art versus like analyzing art from the art history perspective. But she feels like that is more like safe and that's more like expected of her. And there's something in here that she just said, like I talk a big game sometimes with my friends, but it makes me nervous that I can't commit to any one thing, that I'm so all over the place instead of sure and steady. Maybe that's part of the reason no one can commit to me. And that is just so absolutely, she's 18, like, first of all, but she sees her other friends, like somebody, Tessa with her writing, Sam with his baking, and Wally. It's boring and predictable that he's following in our dad's footsteps to become a lawyer, but at least he's committed and passionate about something. But her, she's like unsure of what she wants to do. And I'm like, baby girl, you're 18. Like, those of us, or those of you rather, because I'm definitely not doing what I thought I was going to be doing when I was 18. Those individuals who have known what they wanted to do and who they wanted to be and what career they wanted to thrive in from like childhood, or at best like when they went off to college, like initially, like I just consider you guys to be like so fortunate to have it figured out. And I'm not saying all figured out, but like to at least be sure so early, because I was like this girl. Like, so I feel like that's why I'm like, I feel like this might like hit for me, because I was excellent in school. I was like in the top 30 out of 1,000 kids in my class. I was very smart. I had so much potential, but I was so unsure of what I wanted to do. I've changed my major 5-6 times. Like, even now I'm getting my master's in a very general field, because I'm 33. I still don't know for sure, you know what I mean? Because there's like this risk, but I feel like getting an MBA is like the safer route. But like, what I really want to do, I'm almost even too scared to even like think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and this is supposed to be like coming of age, but like still at my big old age, like I feel like it's hitting in a way. And I don't know that it should for me to be this age and still, you know, like have those thoughts or whatever. But like, I very much love that they're talking about this, because that kind of is the unrealistic, in my opinion, expectation of when you're going off to college. Like, they expect you to have like a major, maybe not like your first semester, maybe not in your first year, but by second year, yeah, you need to have it figured out by then. By the time you're 19, like, excuse me, 19, like, be so for real right now. Be so for real. And I love that, yes, they have some students or some kids in here who do have it figured out, or at least from what we see. I'm only on page 50. I just finished chapter 3. Chapter 4 starts on page 50, so I've gotten this much in. So far, at least that's the perception that Eleanor has, is that all of her friends have it figured out, and she is the one who's flailing and unsure and not committed, and like feeling like that is hindering her relationships with her family members. Wally's her brother. She was what she thought was in a relationship with this guy, and she was just justifying, you know, his treatment of her, and you know, things just didn't seem to work out. She has an ex, again, things didn't seem to work. He said that he didn't want to be in a relationship with he didn't say with her, but he said he wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Turn around 2 weeks later, he in a relationship. She's like, oh, he just didn't want to be in a relationship with me. Like, so for her saying I can't commit to like my education or to like my career path or to my future, like maybe that's why people can't commit to me, because they don't like that I'm flighty. And I'm just like, oh, that's, babe, you're 18. Like, I literally just want to hug her and cry with her, because I hate that is the expectation, or that is the pressure that has been on her. She even said that like her dad, she's got a 4.2 GPA, like I said, but like she got like an A- in the class, like on like one report card. Everything else was, you know, A plus, whatever. She gets an A-, and her dad points out the A- and says, well, what happened here? Are you kidding me right now? Like, I get it, but like I'm very interested to see where this is going, because it's setting up really nicely to have a lot of lessons and for a lot of character development. So I'm really hoping for that. But so far I am really liking where it's going. And the other book that I read of hers, Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, I very much enjoyed that reading experience as well. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. I'm very much looking forward to continuing reading this. And I do have it on audio, so whoopsie. So I can continue like with my multitasking and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really excited that I'm getting into reading again, because I've just been not doing the best at taking care of myself. Like I told you guys, like I am not working this week. I took the week off, but I'm still like doing things that impact my work, I guess. And part of me wants to, because I feel like that's what I need to do for my career. But the other part of me is like, I recognize that I am pulling back from taking care of myself the way that I used to and the way that I want to. Like, I can't tell you like how inconsistent I am with like cooking healthy meals. I love eating healthy. I have not been prioritizing cooking healthy meals, and I feel so guilty about it. I can't tell you the last time that I haven't worked out in like a month. I haven't like done like aerobic exercise even longer than that, for real. And I feel like that's what really like helps, you know, your mood and your energy and stuff like that. I haven't done that. I really would love to. I can't tell you the last time I washed my hair. Like, that's why it's in this like perfect bun. But I have a hair appointment on Wednesday. Today's Monday. I have a hair appointment on Wednesday, so we don't get that together. But like, I haven't been taking care of myself enough. Even reading, like, I average 10 books a month for reading, and in the month of February so far, I've read 6 books. And that's not bad, of course. Some people don't read 6, and it's not even like a matter of comparing. Like, before I even say that, it's not even a matter of comparing like my volume of reading to other people's volume of reading. It's just, I know where like my comfort and my peace and my happiness lies with my volume of reading, like what it takes for me to feel grounded and for me to feel like I'm taking care of myself. And the fact that I've only read 6 books, like, it is showing, and like how I've been feeling, and like how I've been like inserting myself into like other areas of my life besides me. And I don't like that. I don't like how I haven't been filming a lot of videos. I haven't been connecting with you guys. So that's why I'm going to take this week and I am going to freaking set. So this is the last week of February. March, I'm committing to having a healthier work-life personal balance. So yeah, nobody asked me any of that. But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I'm just catching up, girl. That's all. I'm just catching up. But it's probably like 9 o'clock, maybe a little after 9 o'clock. And I think I'm gonna put the book down for now. I know I just talked about having work-life balance, but I do have a big test coming up in mid-April. It's a lot of studying. So I've told myself I'm gonna take 2 practice tests a day, which probably sounds crazy. It probably sounds crazy, but honestly, it takes me maybe 20 minutes to take a practice test. So I've read all of this today. Okay, that's probably like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half right there of reading. I read that today, so I did take care of myself today. But there were times like lately that I haven't read in days. Like, I've gone days without reading, and that's not like me. Like, even if I don't like read a whole book, I read every day, and as of late that hasn't been the case, and I'm just not cool with that. So yeah, but I think I'm gonna take a practice test. I might take 2 practice tests. We'll see how tired I am, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna put on some feel-good TV shows and just vibe out and go to bed. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I am volunteering tomorrow, or did I say that? I'm volunteering tomorrow. But I'll see you guys not at the volunteering, because I feel like that's a little bit invasive to the people who want that service. But it fills me with pride and joy, and like I love volunteering. I love doing kindness. I like doing acts of kindness, acts of service, and I guess that's all I'm gonna say about it. Like, just if you can, like, give and help and share and teach, and you know, just pour into other people in whatever way you can, if you have it. So yeah, that's my message of the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I just finished One True Loves by Elise Bryant. I realized I didn't give you guys many updates throughout the day, but I was listening to it on audio most of the day, and then by the time I got like a free second, I only had like 30 minutes left in the book, so I just waited till I was done to give you guys an update. But I really liked it, and when I was like putting that I was reading this on my Goodreads and my Storygraph, or maybe it was Fable. I update all 3 of those now, if you don't know, just to see like which platform that I like the most and like which one provides like the most interesting data and stuff like that. So I use all of those. They're all linked down below in the description box. But yeah, I was inputting like my current read, and this one doesn't have like, it has a very like meh rating. It's like 3.6 or something. And I'm just like kind of surprised, but I feel like it's very YA. If you don't like YA, like this probably isn't gonna hit for you. And the reason why like it still hit for me, even though it's YA, is because I found it very relatable. I found it incredibly relatable to like the young girl's like insecurities, like her overthinking, like her kind of like identity crisis, her indecisiveness about like what she wanted to be when she grows up, like her struggle with boys. Like I related to this girl. And like, is it annoying to read? Yes. And it is, from personal experience, it's annoying to experience. Like, to be totally real with you, what Lenore went through and how Lenore feels is not a comfortable space. And I remember like there was a time in the book, the guy, what's his name, Alex, was asking her, he was like trying to do a survey with her, so that is like a career placement type of survey, so like figure out what you want to be, like what best fits you for like your college major. And it was asking her like a series of questions, and he was like, do you consider yourself, or like, are you more an extrovert or an introvert? And this girl, I'm telling you, it's so relatable. Well, not this part particularly for me, but it could be relatable to many people. But anyways, so is she an introvert or an extrovert? And she's like, you know what? Like, I used to be pretty like reserved or like pretty quiet or whatever. But when she was growing up, she tested into like the gifted classes, like the Excel classes, like fancy, like faster than your average age group education wise. I'm not making any sense, but you get me, hopefully. She tested into those classes, but her mom, this was in 3rd grade, her mom was like, I don't know, I want to be sure. So she had her retested, and then Lenore ended up getting into those classes in the 4th grade. Well, all the other kids who were in those like advanced classes were looking at Lenore like, oh, you really aren't supposed to be here because your mom made a stink and that's why you're in here, but like you really shouldn't be here. So in order to make friends, this story is hitting. In order to make friends, she developed a very performative type of personality. She needed to be the funny person. She needed to be the likable person. She needed to be the person who like complimented everybody and like made an not extravagant effort, but like a very intentional effort to like learn something, whatever that person holds near dear to their heart, or like whatever they cherish or whatever like they want to present. Like she'll identify that and like hype them up, you know what I mean? She's a very thoughtful friend. She's always trying to be what everybody needs. And you know, in social situations, she's, you know, trying to be funny and like likable and everything. She's very intentional, very like not calculated in a manipulative way, but she's a people pleaser. Like she doesn't want to upset anybody. She wants everything to go over smoothly. She wants to be liked. She wants to be accepted. She wants to be chosen. I will say she's a pick-me. Like I don't give she's a pick-me, but she just wants to be good enough. And like this story just totally resonates with me, and I loved it. But I feel like just because it's so reminiscent of like my teenage years, that that's why I feel so confident rating it so highly. Is it a 5-star? No, because it's a YA, and YAs have the word. Like I feel like you can't write a YA if you're not going to put a stupid 3rd act breakup in there. I won't say stupid, but just like obviously blown out of proportion, and obviously non-communication, and a terrible assumption, and it's this. And then honestly, the other book that I read from her, Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, you could smell the 3rd act breakup like on page 2, dude. Like literally so far, so easy into it. And this one you kind of could too. Like So from that, like, I expected a really stupid third act breakup, or really childish third act breakup. And it was annoying for sure. But honestly, like, putting my brain into this person's brain, I understand why she went to the lengths that she went to. But I loved it, dude. If what I explained, or how I described Lenore, like, feels reminiscent to you or feels relatable to you from, like, being a teenager, or maybe even like your younger 20s, or even now, like I said, like, still to this day, I am not, like, firm in what I want to be when I grow up. I have, like, hopes and dreams, you know, like, oh, if I could do anything, you know, there's that. But there's this practical side, right? And she has that too. Like, she's majoring in art history because she feels like it's practical. But realistically, she loves fashion design. She loves watercolor. She loves photography. Like, she is an expressive person. She's a creator. And she's thinking, like, but is it practical? Is that something that my parents are going to be proud of? Is that something that is lucrative? Like, it's, this is such a, I loved it. Okay. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about it, but I very much loved it. I'm rating it, I probably rated it like 4.5. Honestly, it's just because of third act breakup. It was childish, but I'm rating 4.5. Like, I very much liked it. So yes, that's the book that I read pretty much in 24 hours. And now I don't think I'm ready to pick up Product of the Street yet again. I'm about between 30 and 40% done with that book, the fourth book. So I'm trying to see, do I want to read The Perfect Find? I had this one on Hoopla, like the audiobook on Hoopla. They don't have this one available on Hoopla, on Libby. It might be on Spotify, but honestly, I love Tia Williams so much that, like, I'm ready to spend the money dollars, and I'm gonna get this on Audible, and, like, own it because I love her. So, and I know I'm gonna love the book. Like, it's not even a risk, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and read this one next. I'm probably not gonna start tonight. I just kind of want to chill and have a little bit of, like, TV time, study time. I already took one 100 question test today, but I feel like I need to take another one. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna unwind, and that's gonna be that. Tomorrow I have my hair appointment, girl. I'm gonna get this situation taken care of. I'm not even getting it styled. I'm getting it washed, conditioned, blow dried, and a trim. Because, baby, the way these ends need to be trimmed. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. And that's the only thing I have on my bingo card for the Wednesday on my week off. I probably definitely need to go to the post office. But I don't think I'm planning on doing anything particularly bookish. If I do, I'll bring you along. I know this is, like, very awkward, but this is literally the only angle that I can have where I can still keep my hands on the steering wheel. I need to get me one of those, like, tripod thingy bobs. They're like car holder situation things. I don't know. Anyways, I started reading The Perfect Find by Tia Williams on audiobook. Turns out, I told you guys, like, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm gonna get it on Audible. It's only available on Audible, which is fine because you guys know I freaking love Tia Williams. Excuse me. But this book is so freaking funny. So it's about a girl named Jenna, and she is in her 40s. I think she's 40. Yeah, she's 40 exactly. And she works in the fashion industry. She's been in the fashion industry for years and years. But a while ago, her career has kind of taken a bit of a hit because of some, like, personal decisions that she's made, you know, to protect her peace, you know. So now she's finding herself getting back into the space that she wants to be in, and, like, getting her career back to where it was. Like, she was that girl, right? So now she's, you know, trying to get back on her feet, but she's kind of got to start, I would say at the bottom, but, like, below what she is worth, for sure, and below her expertise. She also like has not been dating. Like she took like her fiance ended up like backing out of their engagement, and she was really heartbroken by that, and I don't think she's dated anybody seriously since then. So her friends, the part that I just finished, her friend or her coworker is like, oh, you need to get back out there and, you know, like have some fun tonight or whatever. And for one reason or another, like Jenna has a little bit too much to drink, and you know, at first she's not enjoying her night. She runs into this like arsehole, and like she's like, oh, like what am I even doing? And then she runs into like, she meets this new guy, this younger guy, super cute, super funny. Like their banter is so good. Like they're so funny. And they're both drunk. And they're just like, he says something about like kissing her, and she's like, why would you think I want to kiss you? And he was like, because you keep looking at my mouth. And then she's like, well, I mean, of course I want to kiss you. Like, look at you. And then she's like, yeah, give me your best A+ kiss. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna give you a B+. And then she's like, why that? And then he was like, because I'm a gentleman. And I said, oh. So he gives her the B+, and baby, he was going for extra credit from this kiss, and she was living for it, and so was I as the reader / listener. And then he's like, they finished, you know, their kiss or whatever. Then he's like, okay, your turn. Give me your best B+. And she's like, no, I'm gonna give you a B, because I'm not trying to have you stressed out or something like that. Like, I don't want to ruin you or something. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then next thing you know, they're literally going at it. And like, this is the part. So she's like, oh my God, I think I love you. And then he was like, oh, I know I love you. And but like, it wasn't like serious, at least from the tone of like the audiobook. It wasn't like they're actually literally in love with each other, but they were just really into this kiss, and it was so funny. It's so funny, and I can't wait to read some more of it. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm finally reading my other T. Williams book. Freaking love her. Can't wait for Audrey and Bash, our Just Friends, to come out. It's YA, but I trust T. Williams with like everything in me, you know. So yeah, I just want to give you guys an update to like what I'm reading right now and how freaking funny it is. Let me know if you've read not the Accidental Diva. She also wrote that. So I definitely have to pick that one up. But let me know if you read The Perfect Find. I know it's a movie on Netflix, but I'm not the biggest movie girly. I watch like comfort TV shows over and over again. So I really don't make space to like watch new movies or TV shows generally. So let me know if you've read the book or watched the movie and like what you thought of it. This book is so, please, if you have not read The Perfect Find, please read this. I know 7 Days in June is really popular. Obviously Love Song for Girl is really popular. She got a new book coming out. This book is from 2012. It's old as heck, but it's so funny. Like there's only a crumb of it being like I can't think of the word, but like outdated, because it mentions Vine, if you remember that app. So pretty much like the only thing that you're just like, what the heck is this even talking about? But it talks about like Instagram and Twitter. I guess Twitter's not really a thing anymore. But anywho, so their banter is so funny. Okay, so they are like obviously attracted to each other. It's age gap romance, right? So I'm not spoiling anything, but he says, Jesus, Jenna, you trying to kill me? And she says, did you really just do that? I can't be trusted around you, Eric. Who am I? This after a steaming moment, right? And then he says, a cougar. He joked. She says, I've only been 40 for a month, she exclaimed, slamming her fist on her desk. I'm too young to be a cougar. You're too old to be acting this way at work. That's not what he says, but she says, oh, you're such a damsel in distress, she whispered. You just gave me a thighgasm in my office. He said, what was I supposed to do? I'm a man, Jenna. You serve it to me. I'm eating it. I'm like kicking my feeties. I can't. I actually can't. Like, I want to watch this movie. Like, please tell me, is the movie as good as this book? Like, I hear it's different. Like, the movie goes in a different direction or whatever. But like, if it's this freaking funny, I'm in. Like, I have not laughed this much in a book in so long. It's so freaking funny. I'm very much enjoying it, if you cannot tell. Hello, yes, I did just get through crying over fictional characters again. I have just finished The Perfect Find by Tia Williams, and oh, I literally could just like cry my eyes out. Like, she is incredible. Like, she writes such realistic because I was starting to say such realistic like love stories. Obviously Love Song for Rookie Wild had like magical realism in it, so that one, take that with a grain of salt. But other than like the magical realism, like the love though, and like the experiences, like the human experience, like, oh, I love this book so much. It was so funny. Like, I was cracking up. Like, they were actually friends. They're not like, they're like kind of like frenemies. Like, they kind of hated each other also, but then they understood each other better than they understood anybody else, and better than they were understood by anybody else. Like, I loved it. Why haven't I heard anybody talk about, hello? Why is no one talking about this? I loved it. I loved it. And I'm so glad. You know, this is another book that I've had on my shelf for so long, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna read it right now. I'm mad. You know how many books that I've read that have been meh, and when I could have been reading this, like, oh gosh. Yes. Yes, T. Like, yes. That's like, I love her. I actually love her, and I love this book. It had me a little bit there around like the 90% mark. I was like, oh man, like, I don't know, you know, like, where is this gonna go? What's happening here? And I was like trying to come to terms with like what I thought could be like the ending, right? And I was just like, man, I don't know. But everything, by the end of like the book, everything made sense. Like, I'm not mad. Like, this is probably the first time in the history of ever that like I'm not mad at any of like either the female or the male main character's choices. Like, sometimes I'm like, why'd you do that? Or, you know what I mean? Or like, why you had to say that? Or, you know, like, I'm not mad. I understand them. I get them, and I love them. Like, this is what I needed. This is what I needed. I don't know how many books I've read in this vlog, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here, because if I pick up another book, I'm going to, the vlog's gonna be an extra 20 minutes because I'm a chatty Cathy. So I'm just gonna end it there on a high note. Like, yes, I was crying, but it was happy tears. If you want to know my star rating on this and my like full review, it will be up on my Goodreads, Storygraph, and Fable, all linked down below in the description box. If you like the reading vlog, like several days style of video, give it thumbs up and I'll do more. I'm trying to get back, y'all. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better, but it was fun. Like, it's something that I miss about reading. Like I showed you guys earlier in the video, like I'm getting back to like taking better care of myself, and like reading and sharing the reading experience with you guys is a big part of taking care of myself. So thank you guys for being a part of this journey with me. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so before moving on. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.